Conor McGregor ended up in the Oval Office this week. What do you think that says about the state of US politics?
Very depressing.
You get your fat ass out of my country and take your stupid woke liberal bullshit with it. This fucking cow landed in Dublin and everyone in Galway was launched into the United Kingdom. She tipped the whole fucking country over. You are a fat fucking pig and nobody wants you here.
This is like if I'm watching a movie or I'm chilling.
Oh shit.
And then
Insanely soft.
Extra soft.
There's cocoa butter and then there's Neutrogena.
Alright, we ready to go?
I've been ready. Go ahead, dog.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ding Ding Podcast. We cover everything and anything with a ding ding in it. I'm your host, Mariana Rivera.
Mariana Nunes.
Mariana Nunes. To my left, my co-host as usual, Lauren Senko, Valentina Loshenko.
You already know.
Looks like Latifi, moves like Demetrius Johnson.
Hey!
And all the ones and twos as always. We got the cognac, the Cazador,
I'm Nastic today, too.
the Carnastic, fucking Masvidal, all that shit. And a returning guest, he was on a audio-only episode back around episode 5-ish.
TJ Slimmer Show.
In the loft.
Ooh.
TJ Slimmer Show. We got Cam, a.k.a. What we got for Cam?
Canderson Silva.
The Spider. The Spider.
And then for the dynamic duo, we got a couple. We got Jerry Lomar Hofskich. For the JVP fans, we got Mark Lamart.
Oh, you came ready.
We got Vasil Lomarchenko.
I was about to call Lolo low down and dirty earlier.
Some slutty?
The real low
Lomar
down.
Nangamemov.
For the R&B fans, we got Marty next door next to me.
Yeah.
For the Hoopers, we got Lomar Odom.
Yeah. For the Jiu-Jitsu guys, I'm Eminari Stoudemire.
baby.
All right, so let's get
We
in.
didn't plan any of that. That was all.
Let's get right into it. We got a bunch of shit to go over. We got basically a good card tonight. Not so nice of what we just heard from this, some breaking news. But next week we have some dog shit fights, so we won't even bother with that. And then we'll go over UFC Miami too. So I want to get into your
Miami.
current events right off the bat.
We
You got a little list of current events?
We can get right into that.
Right into that.
I want to talk about first, actually, like, I know Leon's up there, but last week's card was so bad, dude. There was 14 fights, 2
Can we bring up the
finishes.
card from last week?
14 fights, 2 finishes, and it was just the crowd, bro. When you go there to the O2, Austria, wherever the fuck they are, England,
Yeah.
dude, they're irate.
I thought the main
animals.
event was pretty fucking sweet.
It was. The main event was cool, but there was no finishes. The only people who got finished was
Didn't
Leon
Yeah,
and
Leon
Molly
got
McCann.
finished. Yeah, and Molly probably has the worst grappling in the UFC.
Do you think this falls under the line of the why PPVs are down? People are not watching as much.
Well, like I said last week,
for
I think,
us, we love that shit.
I
I'm
think
down
the
to watch all these
UFC is
fights.
abandoning the American market. They've already maxed out the American market. Now they're going global, and people globally care way less about striking than Americans.
I mean, I watched every single fight.
If you watch a
because I was
fight
just
in
down.
Japan, if someone passes guard, everyone cheers because they're like, "No, that's advancing position." Where right when that starts happening in America,
So more of the
everyone
casuals
starts
are
booing
just
right
like,
away.
this is bullshit. We want a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah, and
Go to bare knuckle for that. You're saying.
and casuals know basic
Nasty casuals. Yeah.
grappling and striking.
Yep.
So
All right.
It's a good
I
point.
think they pretty, like I said last week, and like you said, that's a good thing. Like they're not worried
So,
about
like-
casuals in America anymore. They're not trying to grow.
So
that market.
hardcores like us here, we love that shit. But you're saying overseas, people were watching every single fight, loving every second of it.
Well, they don't love every second of it, but if they're not going to start
It's more
booing
lenient
immediately,
towards
something
ground.
a cage.
Okay.
Or
None of
anything.
the best. I feel like none of the best strikers come from America.
No
So it's
champ
like
is from America right now, except for
Izzy,
John.
Alex,
I just
all
gotta-
the best strikers, they don't come from America.
Our best athletes play.
Just Max Holloway, and that's
Different
not even really
sports.
America.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, you know, yeah.
Nah, we got good strikers.
We got some. Cody No Love got hands.
Calvin
Calvin Cater, Bob Brought,
Yeah, Bob Ross.
Sean.
No.
We thought
Sugar
Kevin
Sean.
Holland for a little bit.
Kevin Holland had a great
Even the dude
performance.
that just beat up- even the dude
speaking
that
of
just
this
beat up
week's
him.
fights, he tuned up Gunnar Nelson.
Don't touch me when you're talking about Kevin Holland.
Don't touch me, but keep touching me.
It's a
Kevin
trailblazer.
Holland hurts my fucking
That
brain.
it's
dude.
that's the most annoying part is he had two dog shit fights in a row, and then he looks like a fucking top
Yeah.
10 fighter against Gunnar
Yeah.
Nelson this week.
He's the Cam Ward of the UFC.
Whoa, let's let Cam Ward start his career.
He doesn't care about football.
I don't know about all Anthony Edwards.
He seems like he cares about football when he's with Shador Sanders.
But
Yeah, whatever his
When I
motivation
watch him
is.
do that against
Yeah.
Gunnar Nelson, I'm like, why doesn't he just do this every
Bro,
fucking
so
fight?
many
He needs to be a
fights.
top 5 fighter easily.
he stayed standing with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Yeah.
Take that motherfucker down, bro.
Take your motherfucker down.
Yeah, they made a
Well,
deal.
get her done.
They made a deal to not do takedowns, right? That's stupid.
Hey, if I win and I'm getting an extra 100K, I'm taking you down, buddy.
So he's had 20 fights since 2020. He has 27 UFC fights, and John Jones has
His
been
whole
in the
career.
UFC since 2008, and he has 30 fights.
That's an insane cadence. You're talking about Kevin Holland,
He has 27 fights since 2018.
certified bag chaser.
It's a different type of hunger.
That's
And
a,
he's
that's
20,
a bag
he's like,
chaser.
He's like 20 and 16.
He's never gonna be champ.
No.
Yeah, but I think he just cares about the.
I think
chance.
he
He knows
Fair,
that.
fair.
He knows that.
Fair,
Yeah.
but that
I think he said it too.
Kevin Holland
Like,
is
he
lives
knows
rent
at
free
this
on this
point
pod.
call me.
I brought him up again.
Call me-
I bring him up
Well, he fights every other week. Like,
Call me old school.
that's
but
why he does it. We talk about everyone
He
talking
finds a
about
way to be
You
relevant.
could call me old school, but I want my fighters to want to be the
it, to
best.
want to be champ.
Yeah, we've talked about this on the pod already, so I don't want
Yeah,
to be redundant
I
about
know.
it. But like, it is topical because he
Because he
fights
fights
all
every
the
other
time.
week.
And we were
bringing
talking
up
about
Kevin
American
Holland.
strikers, who are he has to be mentioned in American.
And he
strikers.
freaking submitted
fought off
fucking
a bad
Michael
guy.
Chiesa, a high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He darsed him in about 2 minutes. And you're telling me
He's
he can't be champ?
washed. Don't do that.
He's a big guy. I guess
That
you're-
dude was.
You're kind of right.
He was a fucking. He was an
Thanks for
animal.
coming.
You saw Molly
Player.
Meatball get rear naked choke. She got
Molly
put out.
Meatball is probably the worst grappler I've seen in the
She just retired, so she's done.
Because I think she may have accepted that she needs to do jiu-jitsu and wrestling for about 12 years
Yeah, in
to
order
even be able to be ranked. So
That's what she said. She's like,
that mountain's too
I
high
shouldn't
to
be
climb.
losing to girls like this. I
Yeah.
can't be in the UFC. Like,
Yeah,
she's
that mountain's
hard on
too hard,
herself.
too high to climb. For
So
her.
she just lost and said she was nothing.
Yeah,
She has like literally like first 100 days level grappling.
Do you think she went into the fight like, yo, if I lose, it's clipped? Or do you think she lost and was like,
I think she
like when,
I
when
think
do you think the decision
she made the
happened?
decision.
she's probably like, if
before
I
the
got
fight.
trashed on the ground again,
funny.
I should have been
Retired.
there.
Again.
It'd be funny if she didn't make the decision before the fight. Like if she just got her ass beat,
Yeah.
it was just like this. This
Mid fight.
yeah, just
Which is weird
Made a
'cause
business decision.
pulls an A B and
Patty
just leaves,
Pimlet,
like-
high level black belt.
yeah.
Nasty.
Patty Pimlet chills with her every other day, and he's a high level black belt. Why don't you just fucking train with him?
I don't
there
know
a
how you
difference?
podcast with
'Cause
sunglasses on.
Is
bro.
there a difference
I feel like
between
in the
um,
off season he can't train. He's just
too fat?
eating
He's
pizza.
too fat. Yeah.
Do you think like that doesn't
Drinking soda at
translate
10
though?
a.m.
Like training with, I don't want to be sexist, feminism. I don't give a fuck, but training with a girl,
Go.
like you're not going as hard. Like you're
Yeah.
letting her get these things. Not saying you are, but maybe
Definitely.
Subconsciously, at least, it's in the back.
Like
of
when
your
I
head.
train with a girl, I make this rule in my head where
they can't break.
they
your
can
guard.
break any grip that I have, and I can't break any grip that they have.
Yeah.
That makes it like more
I
fair.
play basketball with girls.
But
It's
yeah, I
just
have to
the
make
decision
little
making.
games
You
to make
just it's just like I'll just take the floater instead of going all the way to the cup.
But
You know
still,
what I'm
even in
saying?
practice, like, isn't she doing MMA, jiu-jitsu with Patty, and Patty can look over and be like, "Oh, you should
Hey,
put your
here's
leg
this.
there,
Yeah,
do
fair,
this
fair.
to
I
escape."
just-
What the fuck you doing?
it's subconscious.
You have all day, every day. You should be doing jiu-jitsu for 3 hours a day. If you suck that bad at it, you get pretty good at it in like 6 months if you go hard.
Maybe you just did though. Maybe some people just don't have a knack for it. Like,
Pretty
maybe-
much, if you're a pro fighter, you should be able to get good at any.
So you're
style
saying
of fighting.
jujitsu is very easy.
If you train every day, you get good at jiu-jitsu in under a
Just
year.
giving you shit.
I feel like that's everything.
Do you think if you're good at jiu-jitsu, you're good at fighting?
No,
He does, yeah.
I don't think that.
I think he thinks that.
I think you have to have some wrestling.
I
He's-
think he thinks that for sure. You don't think that though.
No, not
Yeah.
at all.
I
Well,
definitely think that.
like MMA is different. Like I'm saying, you and me went outside, you slapped my girl's ass, I kissed your girl on the lips, and now we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
How if I'm
Scenarios,
going,
huh?
if we fight,
Jiu-jitsu definitely would work
okay.
way worse on the street, but if we fought in this room, jiu-jitsu would work
you
way
would-
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the venue matters for sure.
If we fought in a bar, jiu-jitsu would do way better. If we fought outside the bar,
The area of
strike,
space
jiu-jitsu works
definitely
way
matters.
worse.
Think about you guys.
Like if
getting-
we fought in an elevator, it'd probably be really hard.
right now.
But
Right now,
we
if you
fought
guys
in a
squabbled.
regular size ring, I don't know if I would, but I'd be pretty confident in like a 4x4 room.
No, literally
Yeah,
right now,
well-
if you guys stood up and had to squabble, Marty's jiu-jitsu is going to be
I moved the table and get in some space.
I feel like you should close.
It's really about
that would fuck
the
up the
first hit.
content. Now it's 2-on-1.
it's really about the first hit. Like,
If I could catch him with a number time.
if he gets off on you first,
Don't touch the mic.
jiu-jitsu doesn't matter.
Fair.
No, it's
Yeah.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has
Even-
a game plan until they get punched in the face. That's what
Yeah.
everyone says.
Yeah. That's my whole thing.
Are you just gonna go Charles? Lay on
There's
your
like
back,
there's a
you know?
stat where in street fights and in boxing, like the guy who lands the first punch wins like 70% of the time.
I mean,
70?
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
I was going to say, that's not a
Honestly.
surprising stat at all.
I mean, I've
But,
been,
like,
I've been
yeah.
sucker punching and beat the fuck out of kids before.
Yeah,
You're a
I mean,
dog.
that's an exception.
You also understand people that are fighting you probably know you can fight, so they sucker punch you to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Advantage.
yeah.
Alright, fair.
If
I
I'm
was-
fighting someone I know will beat me, I will sucker punch them.
Yeah.
If I think that I'm
And then it
probably going to
almost
beat
evens
them,
it.
I'm letting
The
them.
person hitting you probably doesn't even want to hit you. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? You gotta take that like.
They're
take
just
that
getting
into
out
When I
account.
was 23 years old, I sucker punched a kid at Iron Bar. I thought I killed him. That was my last like real fight.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be sucker
Shout out,
punching.
Rob.
Scared
Yeah,
straight.
you can fight too well. I'm a sucker puncher.
I shouldn't be
because
sucker
can't
punching.
fight.
After that day, I haven't been in a fight. I haven't been in a crazy altercation.
Fighters are not.
Except when you head kick the guy on fucking Route 15.
That's different.
It's not different.
Yes, it is.
I kicked the motherfucker in the head on Route 15, Doug.
Standing though, standing.
What?
If his minivan wasn't
What
there,
is this criteria?
I'm
Haven't
just
been to a
saying.
fight
I was just
since.
asking.
I've been in a fight on the full moon.
He says the Snapchats of him banging on people's doors at red lights.
Doing that in Crocs is insane too.
A head kicking
I
a
just
Croc,
wanna
but
say.
every UFC fighter wears Crocs when they're walking around.
Lolo's the only person that downplays the amount of squabbles he's
Yeah,
had.
he's like,
everyone else.
Ever
is-
since, I'm scared to fight. He pulled over, got out of his car, and kicked the guy in the head.
This was 6 years apart. You guys are racist.
Here we go.
Yo, this,
All right.
this podcast
You
is recorded.
You gotta hold that card, bro.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get a little somber too. R.I.P. George Foreman.
I thought you were gonna say
Damn.
George Floyd real
We were
quick.
just having such a good laugh, and you just went right.
Yeah,
into it.
we were laughing too much.
Mr. Segway.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
nasty
before George Foreman, well,
The oldest heavyweight champ, the oldest
Ever.
champ
No,
ever,
let's get
right?
George Foreman out the way now that he did that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he was one of the greatest fucking fighters to ever fight.
Possibly
He's up there.
best accessory ever in the house.
The grill.
I'm ready to debate about that. I had the George Foreman grill.
I'll tell you right now.
I just feel bad for his 3 sons, George, George, and George, and his 3 daughters, Georgia, Georgia, and
Yeah, he named
Georgia.
everyone George.
That's the most narcissistic shit I've ever
That's
heard.
crazy.
Well, he didn't want any of them to
That's
feel
the
bad.
name
that
of
they
all
were
his kids.
George the second.
That's what I would say too if I was trying to make an excuse.
You should only got to call one name for dinner.
That's like naming 3 of your boys
George,
Kyle
dinner.
and 3 of your daughters
6
Kylie.
people walk in.
Because you're just me. I could just go Lauren, all Lauren, 7 Laurens.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you have a
Gay
mutual.
name.
Unless you have a fucking kid with some zest, then Lauren won't be as tough.
Yeah.
People just don't cook you.
I'm pretty
Yeah, a
zesty.
little bit.
I took a zesty pic at Cam's house in his mirror. How funny was that?
Yeah, I was so hot.
That mirror is meant
He
for
said, thought, this is a thought mirror. And then he's sitting with
Were you
his
wearing
legs
the
open.
hoochie daddies?
Yeah, he was.
that. I usually am always.
Usually,
But yeah, he's up there with Ali, Ali Tyson. You know, they have the those criterias. He's met them.
I tried watching that Netflix movie.
Cam
That shit
did say
sucked.
Cam did say the George Foreman grill. I've known about that never since
never-
I was a kid, dude.
You never connected that they were.
Yeah. Well, I knew that, but I just never even. It's been around since I was a kid. I just never used one.
Important figure.
Yeah, I got one in college, and it was efficient.
Can you ask ChatGPT who's the person that turned down the George Foreman grill so George Foreman got it?
Yes, I can.
Someone turned it down.
Here we go.
That was a famous
Conspiracy.
athlete.
Mark
Yeah.
Cuban.
Nico Harrison. I bet. It's gotta be.
George got it. Hulk Hogan. He could have made 200 mil.
That's reparations, if you ask me. Hulk Hogan's racist ass.
The grill sold over 100 million units, and Hulk Hogan.
He
turned it down.
sold the George Foreman
Yeah.
grill rights for I think 188.
Ain't no more CTA up there.
What's that?
It's brains.
It's retirement money right there.
I have to feed
All,
this.
all
I
the
think
Georges
George
are straight for life.
I think
All-
George
all
sold
nine
his
of them.
steak for 190 million.
Yo, we're podcasting and you're repeating things I'm saying again.
You said he sold for 190 million.
I said 188. I think I just said
Yeah,
out loud.
that
Not
was the
90,
figure.
so-
I was pretty close.
Y'all are
Then 2 million, but I went over, so I'd lose. The Price is Right.
Let's see. Oh, let's see who gets closer.
196. 138.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
both busted. Pause.
Yeah, but I was Price is Right wise. I win.
If you go over, you can't win.
That's how Price is Right works.
4.5.
$1.
Yeah, that's why. If you think everyone else bet over, you say $1.
I always thought I'd be out of here if I.
If he says 600, I say 720. He says 9, 7, 600, and
Dog, he was
is
making
5.
$4.5 million per month. I'm naming everyone George too.
Me too.
We're all George Foreman. We all have rights to this shit.
Yeah.
I'll be George 5 men behind this shit, bro.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's a major bag fungal by the bull.
Yeah, and he says the N word a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, deserved.
It's it's some of the best karma you'll ever see.
Yeah.
It's direct karma. That probably made him more racist too.
Yeah, it did.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was already racist. He's like, God damn.
What else you got, love?
I was thinking, how do you feel about Leon dropping 2? You know, he got fucking choked out, Sean Brady. Then he got beat up by Bilal. Bilal beat up Sean Brady. I always hate this little love triangle. That
Yeah, it's
happens.
hard to do like this guy fights this
Yeah,
guy, but
yeah.
do you think Sean Brady might have gotten that much better? Or did Bilal just get the best of him? That
Sometimes
night?
when you get beat up like that, it wakes you up.
Wakes you up, right?
You're like,
I've never seen jiu-jitsu used that well
yeah,
in forever.
yeah. That was he was.
And he beat up
actually
one of the best strikers
working.
in the UFC with jiu-jitsu.
And
which
he
is
was,
inspiring.
How horny did that
he's-
make you?
Oh,
This
You
guy's
showed
got
he
a
can
problem
stop
watching
dude.
that shit.
his tattoos too.
All right.
fuck.
This just got.
First in my body.
This
Oh.
just got.
Let me get
From
some.
Philly, he said, "Go Birds." They were booing him at the end. He's like, "As for Philly, go Birds."
Fuck the birds, but yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Beating Leon Edwards up with jiu-jitsu must have been the quietest arena ever.
I was on board with you until you started
It was.
necking.
They're in Leon Edwards' home stadium, and this guy's just getting beat up by grappling. It's probably you probably hear a pin drop.
His time's up.
Leon Edwards from London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jamaican.
You ever see You Got
He
Served?
Yeah.
was a road man, bro. You guys saw Duchesne's in that new show on Netflix, Sidebar?
Yeah.
Got this?
I didn't watch it, but
Can he ever not be Duchesne again?
yeah.
I think so. I realized that. I'm like, oh, he's like a
Duchesne!
Because you need to see someone at least 2 roles. He's a cop.
You do. You do.
He's a cop.
Okay, yeah. It's got to
He
be.
went-
It's got to be a role that's like completely different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He did it so right. Like his agent is smart as fuck for that, and he's as good of an actor as because you see someone in a role and you're like, you don't really trust that. Like either this is the perfect character for that person, or
He's purposely trying to show the range.
yeah, right.
Like-
yeah. No, he's good as fuck. The show is fire. What's it called, Marty?
Not the ding
Adolescence.
ding.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I love fucking that actor. He's a beast.
Yeah, I don't know his
Also
actual
first
name.
team.
Sit the
Body.
fuck down, fam.
Yeah.
And then we got Kane. Finally got his full length. It's pause.
5 years of probation with
No, 5 years jail. I
or
thought.
5 years jail
And
with
he
time
had-
served.
Yeah, it's like almost 4 years served.
So he has like 3 years left. Or 2 years. They say maybe like early 2026 he could be released,
Yeah,
which is a W. If you don't know, fucking Kane
his daughter was
heard
getting
his daughter
molested.
was getting touched.
At a
Pulled up with the
daycare.
strap, chased the
No,
guy.
he shot the guy on the highway, right? That's why
Well,
he really got in trouble.
And then they were driving. He went to go shoot the guy.
He hit the
shoot
dad.
the guy's dad instead.
Fuck his dad too. Then.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm with you,
I'll
dog.
kill your whole family behind that
I
shit.
do
Well,
understand discharging a firearm on a highway is
Shut
definitely
the fuck.
not
Free
good, but
Free him.
Free him.
Free
Yeah,
him.
if
It's
you're-
warranted.
think about what you would do if your daughter was getting fucking molested.
Go,
by-
Cam. What
I
do you
definitely would act out of pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Bare
Free
minimum.
rock him. Free rock him.
I think that
I go to Sweden to see him.
Maybe we'll get in the GFL after he gets out.
Yeah, they
There's definitely a bag waiting on him.
Bare Knuckle, I
Somewhere.
think, or somebody said that they already would. They would sign him to
Good.
as soon as he's done, which is tight.
One of
Crazy.
the greatest heavyweights of all time.
I'm about to be on some bullshit.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Where is he locked up?
In LA.
Nevada.
In L.A.
Oh,
Where's
Nevada?
Where's Crip Mac locked up?
You know,
You could trade him?
Start the fight league
Trade
in
him.
Prism. Squabble up. We could just do.
Scrabble Up would be a firefight.
Yo, If we just did Velasquez versus Crit
Well, what's his
Mac,
name
we could start our own
started
GFL
the
in
boxer.
person right now.
I don't know. Crit Mac would be good on
Boxing.
the ground, but
In the yard?
Old school boxing.
Back to what Marty was saying.
So,
Dude, I'm that 4 extra fight. We've been waiting to talk about it because they keep
against Ryan Spann, right?
Yeah, but all the shit.
no.
Ryan Spann will
real?
beat the shit
No,
out of
that's
him.
real. We've been waiting to podcast about it for months. but all
Ryan
the shit-
Spann's supposed to fight 4 extra.
It's my
He
favorite.
said, "Yo, we'll fight next week." He said, "Nah, 40 days."
I only do 4 weeks, 4 days, and 4 years. It's my favorite. We've been covering it for like the last four podcasts.
He said, "Miami, what the fuck's Miami?"
But I think that
Vernon Avenue.
I think
That's all he
that
knows how to say.
that's where the money's at with that shit. And like, there's people that Rampage Jackson. We've already podcast about this, so I won't
Yeah.
go too deep into it. But for Cam's sake, Rampage Jackson thinks that 4 extra has like a shot.
No.
Nah, Ryan Spann would
I'm
get
not.
the fuck
You
out of him.
guys I'm just saying what Rampage Jackson thinks.
I know Ryan Spann.
Because everyone
I know
just
his work.
thinks, "Oh, he's 185. He's 215."
Because four extra is like 6'6",
Yeah, I get it, but
and he's been in.
I'm not even looking at the measurables.
yo,
You do excuse me.
what else you got for us?
I just want to talk
you have a
about
little
another
topic?
thing. So what happens now at 170 with him beating Leon? Leon was number 3. Shavkat.
I think
is getting
Leon falls
surgery.
down.
He was well. Fuck. I'm talking about Sean Brady. What's
Sean
that title
Brady's
fight?
next in line for the title
Bilal-
fight.
I think that
Bilal
Kamaru
versus
Usman
fucking
needs
what's
to
his
get
name?
another
Gregory.
Oh, JDM.
Yeah, JDM.
JDM and Bilal. But then you're looking at
Then Sean Brady's in
Shavkat's
line.
going to be healthy by the time.
Shavkat lost MVP.
Y'all are just like
On paper.
counting Usman out.
Well,
MVP beat the shit out of Shavkat.
you can't put Usman in there because he hasn't won. He needs to win before he gets back into 170.
But you don't think he? But like his next fight would be at 170. What the last fight he had was?
Shavkat at 185.
He finally bid. I think Sean Brady's next in line. He was next in line until he got knocked out by Bilal, and then he beat the
Everybody's next in
extra.
line until they get knocked out. But I'm
Yeah,
just
but then
saying,
he beats the guy that was champ, and then he's the next best active 170.
So just
And-
fuck Shavkat. Shavkat doesn't get to get his title fight.
Nah.
Ian Gary had a close fight with him. He can't step up. You should make Sean Brady Ian Gary.
Yeah. I
Shavkat,
You just
doesn't he have a
fall.
fight booked?
Sean Brady,
has-
mom's gravy.
Shavkat Ian Gary was to fight for Bilal. Shavkat pulled out. He got ACL surgery.
Yeah.
This was 4 months ago. By the time this fight is up, you give him a camp. It's going to be a year.
Yeah.
Unless you really just want to keep this whole ball
He
moving.
beat Corey.
Nobody
He beat
wants-
Corey too, right?
Corey.
Sandhagen. Cody Sandhagen.
Holcomb.
Shavkat, right?
No, Corey Sandhagen's
It's
135.
Oh, Umar beat. Yes, I always get all the Russian guys messed up.
Shavkat's from fucking Kazakhstan.
Shavkat
Is the
beat-
greatest country.
Beat Wonder Boy last fight,
He beat Ian Gary.
and he beat Ian Gary.
Ian Gary should fight Sean Brady.
That makes the most sense.
I
makes
think
the most
Sean
Can you
Brady
pull up
should
the
be up for a
170 division?
I think you're just pushing Sean Brady.
Yeah,
He's definitely pushing Sean
you're
Brady.
stroking.
Yeah, you are.
Pushing that
Your
Brady
beef
tag.
stroking off
170.
You saw the tats and you just got fucking
hard.
quarter away.
What's that website we like?
Sure dog.
Tapology, right?
Or Tapology.
yeah.
I'm
Oh, I
a
was
sure
about to
dog
say
guy.
The wrong website.
Black.
Bilal, Sean Brady
Joaquin
too.
Buckley.
I want Joaquin Buckley to be a champ.
I love
I
how
don't know
low
if these are
interface this
I don't know if
website
these are
is.
updated because
This
they still
is.
have Ian in front of
Yeah, this website's updated.
Ian Machado, and Leon drops to 7, which makes sense.
Buckley
Fair.
at 3?
Yeah.
You can tell.
I think you do
Insane.
Buckley, Shavkat.
No,
No.
Why not?
No.
Buckley's not 3. I don't care what anyone says. Go to Buckley's last couple fights.
You do JDM versus Shavkat, and you
Buckley's
do
on
Sean
fire. He has
Brady
3 knockouts in a row.
versus
This website is type janky.
Who do we have?
It Pop up.
Shavkat,
versus Ian Gary.
Shavkat, and
That's my work
Shavkat and JDM,
JDM.
and then Ian Gary and Sean
They're
Brady.
going on to his fight list. Scroll.
What were you
21
saying?
6.
Wait,
Scroll
what were you
down.
saying, Cam?
Give
Wanna see
Buck-
his past
and-
fights.
I was saying JDM should fight Shavkat, and Ian Gary should fight Sean
fucking
Brady.
Leon Edwards. Oh, it's Sean Brady.
Yeah.
So
Leon
it'd be
Edwards is done.
Colby, Wonder Boy.
Like at
December
this point,
14th,
Leon Edwards is going to
Kuznetsov,
be
Vicente
that,
Luque,
that
and
older
Alex
dude
Moreno.
that you know is like
He has no
the
top.
gatekeeper.
5-fight win streak.
He's like John Wall or some shit.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's like, are you
He knocked
serious?
out
Let him
Wonder Boy.
fight Leon Edwards
That doctor stoppage is a motherfucker, ain't it?
because of his eye.
Yeah, against
Yeah,
He's
but
on a
keep
7-fight win
scrolling,
streak.
keep
against
scrolling.
Kobe Covington.
Look,
Who?
it lost to.
Oh, Chris Curtis beat him. That's his one win.
We keep talking about the same shit.
Andre,
Remember, what do we think Chris Curtis was like?
Bro, he's won
30?
9 of his last 11 fights.
Kevin Holland slept this guy.
Yeah.
That was Pete. This is how I found out about this guy was when Kevin Holland slept him.
Yeah.
That was the fight that got me on board with Kevin Holland.
I definitely think
Wow, 170.
that Buckley and Shavkat should fight.
Just
Winner.
wait for Carlos
Damn,
Pratas to
Colby's
come
at
up there.
12.
And
God,
Carlos
that's
Pratas
wild.
is fighting.
No, on the 13th.
Who's he fighting?
I mean, when you think
Well, I
about
guess we're going to
175,
that,
it's just like an average size.
I think
human
Jeff Neal.
being. Like, there's just more
Yeah.
talent pool to pick
Oh, yeah,
from.
look
I
right
think
here.
it's kind of
Yeah.
math that it's stacked.
Because they probably walk around like 200 damn near.
Yeah, for sure.
See, JDM is fighting.
I can't believe JDM has a title fight.
Probably more.
That
in a
is
lot
that
of
is
cases.
crazy that he has a title
You're
fight.
hating?
Because
I'm going to say this now that that's going to be the lowest selling pay-per-view of the year.
well, yeah, you got you got below.
A pocket watching kind of hate.
That's going to be the lowest selling pay-per-view of the year.
Watching
But-
the international fight.
He beat two guys by split
I
decision.
think Sean Brady's next in line. You do Shavkat, Buckley.
All right,
That,
that's terrible, but okay.
Okay, you got fines for missing weight.
Yeah.
You pissed about this?
My boy, one of the guys I love tonight is fighting, and he's
Alex Hubbard. He missed
No.
weight by 2 pounds, I think.
He's some vato. He missed weights. He's like, I can say nigga, but I'm Mexican. And they're like, no. He's
he said
like,
he can't or he can.
he's like, I can. He's like, I can say it. They're like, no. He's like,
If he's
but I'm
from LA,
Mexican.
he can. That's
No,
the
he's
rule.
a Chicano from fucking Mexico.
He's got to show them.
No,
LA is Mexico.
practically.
True. I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Sure.
Just concedes. I was ready to die on the hill just quickly.
No.
Y'all got it.
Sure.
All the shit going on over there. No joke. I already shouted out 4 extra.
So, what's your beef with
His
missing
name
weight?
is Ronaldo Rodriguez.
I mean, why?
Oh, yeah, he's the boy.
He's the boy. He's fighting tonight. He missed weight, but my thing is, the fighter he's fighting is getting 20% of his purse.
I think
That's
that's fair.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he didn't have to go through those last 5 days of killing himself. Those last 5 days.
I
of
think you
starving
kill
himself,
yourself till the
not
last
eating.
3 hours and then you
It's
realize
just
you
like,
beat.
yeah, I mean, that he should have just got ahead of it earlier. Like, I think you have to put
The worst is like when Cosmot
I'm
said,
just saying-
"Fuck it,"
consequences
I'm just
both
saying-
ways.
The guy who made weight did do that. Did bust his ass to get there. He's probably more tired, more drawn out, less water. Like
Yeah.
they blow up the next day the same. It doesn't matter. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
When did
like,
he call? When
Still
he
matters.
when did he say he wasn't gonna make?
He
weight?
weighed in
he weighed in
he
yesterday.
weighed in 2
missed
pounds
weight.
over.
So that's
I don't
how-
like the guys that don't bring it to like the time limit. Like,
The
it's
worst
like,
is like when
when
Cosmot, he
it's a
says,
cut
fuck it
off,
2 days
and then
before.
you come and you say you're missing weight because you've been trying the whole time. Don't like tell me.
Yeah, coming 10 pounds over.
Yeah,
I know you're getting fucking 50K now added to
you
your
might
purse,
as well though. At
But
that point, like you might as well be actually at your.
so now the guy
comfortable
he's
weight.
fighting loses.
Yeah.
Well, if he made weight, I think I could have beat him.
Yeah, and you only get an extra like 20K.
Yeah, it's a good conversation that I think needs to be woken up because like at what point do you do a risk assessment?
Like,
is it
yeah.
worth it to just be
Like,
actually overweight?
But also when you win a fight where you missed weight, you don't get, it doesn't get you any benefits either.
But you have fights where Stipe was 230 pounds fighting Francis, who's 265.
Well, that's heavyweight. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying you got fights like that, but you're both heavyweight. This, you got a guy who's going to probably be
And
7
they're not
pounds
cutting
heavier.
being 230.
Not
okay,
dying,
so
not
I hear
cutting
you.
weight.
My question: what's the alternative? Because you have to de-incentivize it.
You
at
fucking
to a
suspend him.
Yeah. Oh, you want it to be?
More.
Yeah,
More
he wants to
drastic,
be
it's
more
bullshit.
bad. Yeah.
My thing.
I
too-
thought you were on the opposite.
Dana White used to cut you from the fucking Ultimate Fighter if you miss weight on the
Yeah.
Ultimate Fighter.
it should definitely be more of the purse. 20%.
Half.
At bare minimum.
You should get
Bare
half.
minimum.
I agree.
I think you should get.
I
I
was
think you
thinking-
should fight to just have the right to stay
Keep
in the
your
fucking
job.
league. Yeah.
Uncle Dana over here.
For championship fights,
Dana Norris.
for championship fights, you have to be exactly
Yeah.
the weight.
Dana gray area.
I think you should be happy to have a job.
Has anyone fought in a championship fight and not made weight?
I think Charles missed.
Charles, they didn't give him the belt, but
That's
he
happening.
won. He was 0.5 over.
I remember. Yeah.
He was
Charles,
155 and a half pounds. You have to be
Against
155
Gaethje?
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, he missed weight against Gaethje, which was probably a very sad. Almost the worst
Like,
day of my
that's
whole
bullshit.
life was
If
when
you're 6 pounds over
The
fighting,
worst
all right,
day
bro.
of
Like,
we went to Prudential Center to see Charles, and he fucking dropped out for being hurt. Because probably he couldn't make weight.
That's a deuce and ass quote to say the worst day of your
did that
whole
hurt
life.
worse or?
I spent $600 to see Charles Oliveira, and I didn't see Charles Oliveira.
No, that does suck.
I wanted my bread back.
Or
That's,
you
that's
went.
Drake in Amsterdam adjacent.
I was
for
about
sure.
to say that.
Yeah.
At least we got our bread
That
back in
hurt,
Amsterdam,
too.
though. But yeah, that was
Let me
awesome.
get you a cup or something.
Can't put down the cut. He was
Um,
on Bad Friends this week.
Is
Dave
that
Blunt.
Andrew Santino now?
Can't wait to
Yeah,
be on Bad
Bobby
Bunny
Lane.
all summer.
He said he's on a health journey.
Do you think Bad Bunny drops?
Don't get into that.
Again before the
Soda
summer?
at 10 a.m.
That bunny's weak.
So you got anything else for us, Lau? I got a couple for us, too.
That was my big
We're an hour in, by the way.
run on.
All right, so we had a fan question that I want to get into from our loyal fan, Kyle Newshots.
Oh, shout out to Noosh, man.
He wants to know why is
Over the
there
Noosh.
no heavyweight division for women?
That's fucking funny, and I'm on board with Noosh on that, and I would love to see
You don't have the capacity.
There's not enough talented women that are 180 pounds.
80
Okay, so let him just have it be a startup thing.
They-
Just
But
don't,
no one wants to watch
They
that
try to run a
bullshit.
I want to watch
145.
it.
You want to watch 280-pound chicks fucking gas out in 2 minutes and fucking not hit each other hard. At least
Kinda.
heavyweight people, they can hit each other hard for 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, the
I
heavyweight process
Really?
would be how
that's a
men's
bathroom
is.
break.
It would have to be like gaps.
It wouldn't be my favorite, but I would be it. I'm at bare minimum very interested in it.
Bro.
They tried to start a 145 weight class and it died.
What would heavyweight be?
Like
For
probably
women?
170.
Yeah, if you do it
All right,
based
knock
off,
that down to 160.
that's not heavyweight.
That's not heavyweight. That's just
I date girls bigger
They're
than that.
women. Yeah.
a
yeah.
heavyweight. What like
Your titties could be 25
265 is men's heavyweight. I think 170. That's 100 pounds
One,
less.
190.
I just don't
I'm
think it's a
trying
good
to
idea.
compromise
I
and
don't- I
find a
don't
middle
agree.
ground, though.
But
But
I
I'm
don't think
saying-
I
Or
have.
call it something else. Just get bigger bitches in there to fight each
But
other.
the thing is, the
But
average
they can't
woman
even get
height-
enough bigger girls
You-
to
you
fight
go-
at 145
Yeah,
already.
you get the average height
Tell
of
me
women
how you
and
sell
average
it.
weight.
Don't even. Everything else is.
Like, oh,
really-
we have a fan submission from New Shots because he wants to see it.
They can't knock each
I
other.
want to see it.
I don't believe
I
that
think
he
he
wants
thinks
to see it.
it would be like
He's-
heavyweight men's. I think he thinks it would be like heavyweight men's,
No, he
but
doesn't.
the heavyweight girls wouldn't be like fucking bombers.
Yeah.
Make it,
I love
This
heavyweight
girl
fights
throws
with
her
the
whole
knockouts.
weight into the fucking right hook.
make it one round. Make it one
Like,
round.
he
It's
just
like a
wants to
halftime
see.
show.
He wants to see baby.
Yeah, he
Dave
might be a
fight.
freak ass fool.
I think we're both freaking
This
out.
sounds like a rapper and everything.
I think I'm something.
All right, so shout out Kyle Norris. Thank you for being
New
Yeah,
there.
we
Shots.
Kyle New Shots, but the people have been mistaking us.
Yeah, I've been
Shout out.
texting them backwards every
No,
time they text
Shout
me.
them both out.
That happens to me and him and his sister for some reason. Our families are just
Tight.
intertwined.
Um,
Wait, let me clear that.
I was like, wait.
but
People
I'm
confuse
wait.
my sister with his sister.
Gotcha.
Yo, so I'm
Jesus
saying
Christ.
115. There's 400, 115 pound UFC women's fighters, not just UFC, but women's fighters. There's like across all platforms.
Yeah.
Like the UFC probably has like 60 alone. You know, the UFC has all
Gotcha.
those weight
Okay.
divisions. You go to 145 girls, there's probably 12 girls.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Who was that one
that's
girl?
fine, though.
Megan
Megan
Anderson.
Megan Anderson in a fight Amanda Nunez, and she was so scared walking out for the title fight that she was fucking shaking walking out because she knew, and
She
got
cut
knocked.
weight and she was dehydrated.
No, because
she was gonna
knew
die.
she was gonna die.
And you know what happened?
But that was the best they could give to Amanda Nunez.
At
There was
145.
nobody.
And then she snitched. That
Yeah,
was crazy.
What'd she
came
snitch
out on
and she was hating on her boy for calling her a 3.
who's it? Lauren Senko,
Armin?
right?
No.
Lauren Senko and the coach. That's what she snitched on.
For what?
Megan Anderson. 'Cause
Oh,
the
she was
coach-
snitching on the guy that did the gambling.
No, because the coach was smashing.
Rose?
Forensico.
Not Rose.
Don't talk
That's
about
why
my
he's on
sweet
the
little
show.
All right, let's ask
Chat
Yeah,
GPT. Who did Megan
Jimmy
Anderson
Cruz.
snitch on?
The coach, Jimmy Cruz,
Yeah.
was smashing Lauren Sanko.
Well, that's a dog.
Was she a lesbian?
She's probably the hottest lady ever.
No, Lauren Sanko's a baddie.
Oh, Lauren Sanko is the
Yeah.
We had her on the podcast.
Megan
Come on,
Anderson
dog.
snitched on that.
We might need to do like flashbacks from older episodes with these names
Yeah.
because like we could just
Megan
leave that-
O'Leary's pregnant right now.
There was
Sick.
we spent like there was one podcast where we just pulled up pictures of
nothing.
Lauren Sanko and just like started spanking.
Her
her.
being like 5 inches taller than Joseph Benavidez is like.
Yeah, just weird. to
That's
me.
like Buddy from that won the national wrestling tournament. His
Hell
girlfriend
yeah.
was,
His girl's on the
6'4".
volleyball team.
Yeah, he picked her up and she was still touching the floor.
He probably could have fucking tossed her.
Yeah,
Dude, waking up next
and you
to
see,
that.
and I want to go back to that. He was 5'5", she's 6'4", and she's built. He would beat the fuck out of that girl.
Of course.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm just saying. I'm just sick of people thinking women are. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nobody thought that he would lose a fight to her.
This is what goes. This is what goes on in my
I
head.
know, but like you're just creating
Smoke.
arguments that don't
Static
exist.
in my
Everyone
brain.
knows you would do
All right, I
that.
got one more that Lola didn't have. It's the UFC boxing released their pay structure format,
Oh yeah.
and it is pathetic. I guess it's gonna be like a
Wait,
build.
was UFC boxing release?
Yeah, so they've invested a lot in boxing and jiu-jitsu. They want to be like an all combat
All sports combat.
all combat sports like parent company. That's like their goal, kind of.
Gosh.
So this is what we got. We got if you're an unranked fighter in a 10-round fight, you get 20 bans.
It says 10 to 30.
It's a completely different.
When
league.
ranked in the company at number 5 to number 10, 50 bans. When ranked in the company number 3 to number 4, 125. When challenging for a championship, 375,000. When defending a championship, 750.
You got this from a meme. I want to make sure this is factual. I'm looking at what you're looking at. What is the source?
TKO, which is a solid MMA page.
I mean, just the fighters coming up. You
That's
gotta boost
Sentai.
up.
That's Sentai. You got-
At Jace.
No, that's definitely for
That's
sure
facts?
how it's going.
That's
Is it a
nasty.
separate
Entry
league?
level fighters 10 to 30,000.
That part, yeah, right, and then it
Mid tier
fell.
fighters 80 to 250,000.
Top-tier
Yeah, he
fighter.
said 50.
Marty, it's a
He
separate
said
league.
50 to 125,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't fall under.
When ranked in the top 5, you get 125K, it says.
Yeah, so mid top tier. That's what it is. 125K.
Oh, look, right
So it's
here.
not like ONE FC
50
where they
to
like
bonuses. No,
you
those are
can do
bonuses.
different types of fights in the same league. It's a different league altogether.
Yeah, they're gonna try to sign make a UFC boxing league,
Okay.
just like the
Bro, you
UFC.
fight 2 times a year. That's 250K.
Yeah, but that's how we know they're committing to building their own talent because you're never gonna sign a famous boxer for fucking 750K
They
a
might.
fight.
They might. Don't
Who
put
do you
that.
think? What big
Who?
boxer is gonna go box for $1 million?
Oh.
None of them.
Oh. No, but they might. No, they might do that to build the brand. Like that might be part
But
of the
you know,
marketing.
if you
budget.
sign for the UFC, you can't fight in the other shit.
Yeah, but what if you're that's
So
why
if you're
that's where the
making
old head
10
comes in. What if you're fucking what's the boy that looks like Lolo?
Like,
Butterbean.
No, I'm just trying to blank the boxer, the Mexican boxer,
Canelo.
Fucking Canelo.
Ruiz.
Canelo.
Canelo
Ruiz.
makes
Or Ruiz.
$50 million
Yeah,
a
you kind of
fight.
look like Ruiz and Canelo.
I don't
Yeah.
look like Andy Ruiz. I wish I did because that's my dog.
Canelo makes about $100 million a fight. He's not fighting for
No,
$1 million.
he
50
makes
million
Like 20
But see,
million
with sponsorships.
after sponsorship.
with the Hennessy
40,
bag.
Like 45.
Yeah.
bro, they could afford to give Canelo 20 mil to
Who?
boost up this league. The UFC, bro.
But then that destroys
A
their-
UFC fighter hasn't even gotten that.
the whole thing.
But I'm saying they could afford to do it. The UFC is launched already, right?
Yeah.
They need to launch this league. You get a name like Canelo, who's about how old is Canelo?
35.
He's on his way out at some point.
He's about to fight Terrence. He's about to have the biggest fight of his career.
yeah.
I'm
No,
tripping.
he already had that.
like
Okay,
What?
bro,
And-
bad example.
Floyd.
Bad example. Bad
that.
example.
No,
I don't
that
think
was not the
Dana
biggest
White
fight of his
wants to
career.
sign big.
It was like
big
one of
talent.
his first fights.
I think he wants to.
Floyd literally
He was
got him
the-
early.
He was fighting
I
the
think
greatest
he
fighter of all
sees
time.
Conor.
We see business.
Agreed.
there.
I think he sees Conor McGregor as a mistake, and he
But
lets
this
someone
is-
get bigger than the UFC, and he hasn't
Corey
let that
Spence,
happen
I haven't heard of
since.
him since.
He's an idiot.
He's
Because he wants it to be like, oh, this guy missed weight. Oh, whoever got hurt.
I'm saying that
Kelvin Gastelum got hurt. Okay, put an X. You're not going to be heartbroken.
Someone's gonna sweep
It's bigger.
through it.
It's more about the brand than the fighter.
Someone's gonna sweep through and get the UFC out of here because of Dana White's mindset. Him not boosting up the fighters' brands is a mistake.
Well, their TV deal is up, and they're looking to leave ESPN.
They're going to go to Netflix.
to Netflix.
Yeah, we
Which
talked
I
about that last
actually think
time.
that's a good idea.
But they're gonna definitely still.
Because
I'm
I
not
don't think
mad.
that UFC should be aligned with.
They're not gonna.
And put in the Ultimate Fighter, like we said back on
They're
Netflix.
not gonna
would be
totally
sick.
disband ESPN though. They're gonna have some fights on ESPN still.
prelims or something.
No, like
yeah.
PPVs maybe.
ESPN definitely wants Bryce Mitchell off their airways.
Yeah, there's certain brand alignments.
Not me, brother. Not me.
I gotta go fishing with.
That's the guy I go fishing with. Shit.
There's certain brand alignments that obviously like that's its isolated.
Fuck you,
business
Israel
dis-
Adesanya. Why say fuck people?
A lot of this shit. I
Get a
don't.
good guard. How much you pay bodyguard? How much you pay? I don't need a bodyguard, bro.
John.
Yeah. You pay good? All right, so you want to go over last week's fights?
No. Let's go over tonight's fights.
Yeah, I guess we had nothing.
What is tonight?
The only really thing that we should probably go over quick is probably John Blachowicz is pretty much done. Right?
Not that he's done. He just fights his
He's not
same
gonna be-
style, bro.
He
He's
lost to
annoying.
that guy, which
He
he
beat Izzy and was champ at one point. Like,
yeah.
if he gets his shit together, you know, and he beat. Did he beat the champ now?
His last fight,
Ankalaev.
no,
Pereira
they
barely
tied.
beat him.
They tied.
Remember that fight? They tied.
Oh yeah, that
It
was
was-
a draw.
Yeah, they did do a
He,
draw.
he hit him with all those leg kicks.
And then he took him down.
And then he took
But
him
that
down.
guy he lost to on that fight night, if you lose
Carlos
that,
Osek, he's
if
not.
you lose
He's,
that
he's
fight-
rising up.
yeah,
that
but if
guy.
you lose that, like that was either John could stay on top or Carlos Ubreg is going to be the next guy, the next dog in the top 5, and
Ober.
that was like a defining moment for both of them.
And it was a boring fight. It was 29-28.
Yeah,
It wasn't
pathetic
anything.
fight.
Anything.
So boring.
Look at all the 29-28s. This is what I'm talking about. It ain't shit, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Literally
went
so much
over
shit.
all the other fights already from that card.
Samuel
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah, he went to work though. 30-27.
Yeah. That's the only one.
He's cool. He has a cool.
So
skeleton.
tonight we got a
We got
bunch
a
of
bunch
fun
of
fights.
fights.
Honestly, this is better than the
We
last
got-
pay per view.
yeah, we got
Well, not
some-
anymore because breaking news: Calvin Gastelum and Joe Pyfer is canceled. Joe Pyfer got injured. I don't even know what happened.
He's
You guys
sick.
just told me when I came in.
He's sick. He's trying to get moved to that April 13th card.
Yeah,
You know what
but
these
I don't know
guys
why
do.
you wouldn't want to fight Calvin. Calvin looks so shitty.
Calvin
Is this
Gastelum?
accurate to tonight?
Yeah,
Kelvin Gastelum was the only guy to beat up Izzy in a 6-year span. When Izzy, after Kelvin Gastelum, Izzy had to fight everybody 2 times for
it's
years.
crazy that Calvin was nearly
Years.
champ of 185 if he just won that last round.
If he didn't go for the takedown.
It's a game of inches.
Pause. Yeah, he's kind of under discussed. Calvin's definitely under discussed. I feel like,
Yeah,
especially in
he's a
this
dog.
podcast.
Bro, when he won the Ultimate Fighter the year John Jones was the coach and Chael Sonnen, that was my favorite season ever. When
Yeah.
Uriah Hall sent every one of his opponents to the hospital within 2 minutes, and then Calvin Gastelum beat him in the finals.
Yeah, beat that nigga's ass.
And I was like, what the fuck? That was
We
insane.
got my boy
Raul.
Rojas Duches.
Which fight is that?
That's,
Raul Sosa versus Vince
number
Morales.
4.
Bantamweight, yeah.
Number 4.
How old is Raul? 21 years old?
And our
Was he even that- wasn't he like 18?
Can you look up how old Raul
He was 18 when he started. He couldn't
Rosas.
even fucking. He had that as
It
Spanish.
hasn't been 3 years yet. He's definitely
Raul
not 20.
Rosa? That's not more Spanish.
Like phonetically, how am I supposed to?
Raul Rosa.
This isn't because I can't spell. It's just because I can't understand you.
Steve Madden. What the fuck you saying, Donnie? Steve Madden.
So
It doesn't affect me until I need to spell.
yeah, I'm dating my
What the
cousin.
fuck did you just say?
Raul Rosa.
Rosas.
Rosas.
R-O-S-A-S.
There's an A in there. I just couldn't get it fitted in.
The Moose.
Dude, I can't wait to watch that.
Chair.
What happened?
This fucking guy.
Oh, Marty keeps.
He was born in 200004. October
So
8th. He's 20.
21.
He's 20. He's turning 21 in October.
I might cue that new
You fucking
YG song.
MFer.
I got raped. yeah, Raul. I think
Raul?
he's gonna.
Ja Rule?
You think he's gonna win again?
Ja Rule Rosas?
He only has one loss.
And he fought a grown man. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. We also got my boy Drew Dauber, first team all body, first team all chin. He looks like a toy action figure.
You think he's gonna beat
Cue his face
fucking
on my
Manuel
hand.
Torres?
Yeah. I just like Drew Dauber.
Yeah, Drew
He
Dober
punches
has
hurt.
45 MMA fights, I think.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Hell active.
What the fuck you want him to do? He fights everybody. He also been getting slapped lately.
Yeah.
Did he win his last one?
He's Crimson
I think
Chin.
He's fucking
And then the main event.
Chinny Neutron.
I don't even know, honestly, who the guy.
Usyk
Brandon
just
Moreno's
fought for the belt. This guy, he fought for the belt not that long ago and got slept. They just throw these guys to the bone.
It's crazy how much worse this card seems now that Joe Pfeiffer's off. I
Yeah.
was so pumped to see him
I
fucking
know you're dickheads.
destroy Kevin Gastelum's face.
What
But-
did you just say?
So who do you got in the main event? You think Usyk's gonna win?
I think fucking Mickey Mouse is gonna win, dog.
Yeah, obviously.
He's a dog. What the
He's
fuck
the
do
best
you-
fighter not named fucking Botana.
No, Drew Dober just fought Gene Silva from the.
Pantoja.
Drew Dober just fought Gene's. Like his last fight was the Fighting Nerds guy, and he knocked him out.
Oh, he fought Gene Silva?
Yeah, he just got slept, and then he had a unanimous decision loss to Moicano. He got KO'd by Matt Favola.
Damn.
Can I do a time check?
Yeah.
It's 5:00. You have the hard out at 5:40.
Yeah, all we have to do is the UFC Miami and we're done.
All right. Go ahead.
Because
I do want to
next week's
I
card,
do want to get to the bracket. So
next week's card is probably the worst card ever.
that's what I'm saying. So if it's not compelling content when the bracket is, let's prioritize.
So let's do UFC 314, UFC Miami, Cam's fucking favorite place in the world.
Pretty City
So you want to be the
We
king
literally
of
got the
Miami.
mayor of Miami.
The
on
mayor of
podcast.
Miami just for this
Greatest
fight.
city on
So
earth.
prelims, we got notable prelims: Slim Miller versus Chase Hooper. I think Chase Hooper submits Jim Miller.
You said slim at first. I don't know.
Yeah,
what to do.
I also am rocking with our Sparta boy.
You think Jim Miller's gonna submit him? Decision?
I think Jim
How's he
Miller
gonna win?
definitely submits him.
You think he submits Chase Hooper?
Yes, a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm telling you, guillotine.
I think Chase Hooper submits him.
No,
No?
All right.
All right.
these young kids are fighting grown men, bro.
We'll revisit it.
I'm telling you, there's not a 20-year-old kid who could beat me up. I don't think. That's
I like that.
155.
I like that angle.
Wait, what weight class is that?
They are 155, yeah.
Yeah, no. You give me a 20-year-old who's 155, I'm beating him up. I
Hey, you're
promise.
240. They're both 155.
And he's old. These guys.
Yeah,
But I'm saying I'd rather
42.
fight Chase Hooper at 20. But there's a
I'm with you
155er
on
who's
that.
Jim Miller, a grown man who could probably beat me up a little bit.
I'm with you on that.
I don't think Jason Hooper could fight. But
But you do have to take into account that Jim
Chase
Miller's
Hooper is
40.
heel hooking you, dog.
it's not getting to that.
I'm on the low
It's
side.
not getting to that.
And then we got Dan Ige versus Sean
50K,
Woodson.
50K.
I think
Ige.
50K Ige gets it done.
Welcome back, bro. I fucking
I
miss
want
you.
him to come up to the he should be a main card guy.
Mhm.
This is going to get him back to it. He's
And
gonna,
I'm calling.
he's gonna
Wait,
finish by
go
knockout.
back to that. I'm calling this guy.
I'm just so horny for
Cam's
the main
boy's
card.
fighting. I'm just calling him his boy Dominic Reyes.
Dominic Reyes, that is Cam's boy.
Because he's from Miami.
Yeah.
He's
So
from
he
Jersey.
is-
Cali.
He's from Jersey, right?
Oh,
Dominic
Cali.
Reyes?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not
I
Cam's
don't know.
boy if he's from Jersey.
Nah, he's Cam's boy.
Well, Marty's boy is Nikita Krylov.
So main card, let's get right to it. Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Football.
Patricia
It is,
Pitbull.
UFC
from-
debut, right?
Coming from Bellator.
Just came from
He
Bellator.
was a
So,
Bellator champ
like we
forever.
talked about a couple pods ago, Bellator bought PFL.
Yep.
And basically, they see the company, like a lot of people are predicting the company's going to fail in the next 5 years. So a lot of the top talent's bailing the UFC now.
Yep.
So now we got pretty much the
I mean,
most
you see
famous,
how Michael Venom Page is
yeah,
figuring out.
MVP. And Pitbull's probably the biggest name that was left in Bellator.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting. Yeah.
Michael Chandler came
And that's
over.
probably, if he wins that fight, I
don't
bet
wanna
you.
smoke the wood anymore.
Michael Chandler came over and
I bet you if Pitbull wins that fight, he fights for the belt.
I could
There's a good
I could
chance,
see
yeah.
that. I mean,
It's not really a lot of
Aljo's
contenders.
also
One
cooking,
UFC fight,
so they might throw Aljo
And I
back
think
in
he's
there.
fighting for the belt.
What's his competition for the belt?
So the main event's Diego Lopez
And
versus Volkanovski,
It was the
145.
Taporia.
Who did you say? Who did
I
The
you
vacant title right now.
Aljo is also he's
Okay.
been flying through that division. Who did he lose to?
He lost his first fight in the division.
And he had that snooze
forget
fest
who
with
it
Calvin
was, yeah.
Cater.
the
That's what I
that Russian
remember.
kid. There's another Magomedov. There's another one who's a problem.
And that's News Fest with Calvin Cater.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was
The
thinking.
fight was
of.
terrible.
Yeah. Marty's really pissed off.
I love.
That shit.
I love Calvin.
Most money I ever won off a UFC fight, though, I put $50 on Aljamain Sterling to beat Peter Yan in the third round, and they had the illegal knee to the head, and Aljo quit, and I won.
I remember that fight.
I
I,
won the
I
bet.
had Jan. I remember I had Jan. I was in nothing.
Yeah, I had Uriah Hall by KO.
I think
when
we
Chris
might have watched
Weidman
that.
broke his leg on him. Remember I was screaming in your house?
Yeah.
I think we might have watched that
Rose
together.
head kicked
Yeah.
Zhang Wei
Zhang Wei Li.
Li.
Zhang Wei Li, yeah, we did. Yeah, we watched that fight.
Throw baby.
So then we got Fighting Nerd versus Bryce Mitchell.
Carlos.
Gene Silva. Ho! 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 Ho!
Before this fighting nerd, there's another fighting nerd.
Oh my god.
Fighting
Two
Jeff
fighting
Neal.
nerds back to back.
Fighting
Carlos
Jeff
Prates.
Neal.
Probably the closest thing we had to Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, or Johnny Tapia, callback from last episode.
Yeah, we're just
Because this guy smokes cigarettes,
Our callback game is crazy.
drinks alcohol.
He's like 8th team all body.
Dude, you see this guy in camp? He's just smoking
Eighth
cigarettes.
team?
Yeah.
Look how many
Pretty-
teams you got.
Pretty shitty body.
18 all body. Well, you got to go top tier. Luke Rockhold.
But he
Paulo
smokes
Costa.
smokes and parties and
But-
shit. He might be top 3 DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah. But
Who do you got in that
different
one?
podcast.
Jeff
I got
Neal,
Carlos
Carlos.
Prates. I
Me
think
too.
the fighting nerds are unstoppable.
Yeah,
I think
there's a force.
Gene
behind him.
Silva's gonna knock out fucking Bryce Mitchell too.
Me too. I'm going Pitbull, Carlos Prates, Gene Silva,
All knockout.
Patty Pimblett.
All knockout.
Mitchell's
all
just
nerd?
spiraling
You're taking Patty
all
over
together.
Michael Chandler? Oh, I got Michael Chandler.
I'm a Patty boy.
The only way I think Patty Pimblett beats Michael Chandler is if he takes his back and rear naked chokes him.
Charles couldn't do it.
Yeah, but I think Patty might be more committed to jiu-jitsu than Charles.
I definitely think Chandler's got that.
Not better, more committed
Like easy.
to it.
Easy.
Easy is where you make things interesting.
You think Michael Chandler
Michael
wins
Chandler
easily?
is 1-6 in his
like
last
knockout? What are you talking? TKO?
The
I
only
just
way
don't
I think he
I
beats
think
him is if he takes
Patty's
his back.
way over his head.
I think so too.
This one.
I mean, based on
I think
his
it's what you said, a
personality.
man fighting a kid.
Hey, these guys.
That's gonna be funny if he loses and like looking back at that.
Wah,
clip.
wah.
All right.
In the eyes of the angel.
Hey, Dover Grove.
Okay. Yeah.
Dover Grove.
Can I
Go,
get
go.
can I get like fries or something?
You gotta drive 45 minutes to get fries?
I'll be right. You know how I feel.
Yeah, you from around the
Why?
way.
I just
Big
don't
fry.
see like Michael Chandler's on his decline now, bro.
I think
We
Michael
know
Chandler
what he
could knock
does.
him out.
All right. Time
He could have knocked out everybody he fought too.
He
Are
knocked
you
out
guys
Dan
done?
Hooker.
Are you guys done with that card? I'm
Barely.
I'm cutting off.
What do you mean barely?
He's finished.
All right, so last
Keep
thing we gotta go
TKO.
over real quick is the main event. Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopez. Who we got? I think I got Volk.
I got Diego. I like him.
When I think of Volkanovski, I think of you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, hit-
I
That's your
feel
boy
you,
too.
but I think the old guard
His
is
transition
changing.
from Max to Volk to Diego.
The old guard
Yeah,
is
what the
changing.
fuck is
Don't
this?
do that. Don't do that.
You're a fucking homie
Why? What
hopper.
makes you? Why do you think? Why do you think
You're a
of
145 pounder homie.
He's a homie
hopper.
hopper.
I just think that.
Cam? Oh shit.
Oh, don't do that. I'm a homie hopper.
145 pounder.
Listen,
Cam's a lot of things. That's not one of them.
Hey,
I'll
he's
shoot
a,
him down.
Bro, he went from Max to Volk. Now he's
your
Diego.
opinion has to change based on facts.
Results. Yeah.
You don't let. I bet you fuck with Taporia too because you want to try
No,
his
I
country.
fucking hate the boy.
That's the difference. It's not a
He's
sports
annoying as
team.
fuck.
he knocked out Max. That's why.
I'm with you.
True. You don't like it because you knocked out Max and Volk.
It's completely reasonable to change your opinion. Homie Hopper was crazy.
You ready for Diego Lopez's reign?
You think he's gonna knock him
You
out?
really do?
Or submit
I
him?
didn't say he was going
You think he's gonna submit him?
Or he just beat.
I think it could go either way.
I think he's not beating Volk in a decision.
I agree.
Volk doesn't even lose decisions, other than.
But
Which he won.
if you look at his last fights,
Which
he
he won.
hasn't made it to decision.
Fair, but he's
Fact.
fighting. He moved up in weight twice,
Yeah, he went fought at 155, 2 fights in a row.
and then he just got slept. And
He
a guy
fought
at
Islam twice. You,
You
think
don't
he can't handle
come back
Diego
after
fucking
getting
Lopez?
slapped better. Like he's not, you know, like it just doesn't.
What does Islam do to Diego Lopez?
Islam
He
is
fucking
probably never
twists him
gonna
into
fight
a
Diego
pretzel
Lopez.
and fucking pisses on him.
Gives him a wet
You gotta take into
They beat
account.
on the mat.
You gotta take into account when you're the champ and you have that confidence and you're coming off Alexander Volkanovski's fighting dude after dude after dude, taking him out, just they're gone.
I just want you to tell
Fights
me
Islam. That's where he peaked.
he beat Islam.
That's his peak. I agree.
You're making me looking forward to this.
He
shit
peaked
now.
there. That was his plateau, and it's just down.
Okay.
That's how people's career go.
What does Islam
After,
do
like,
to Diego
Yeah,
Lopez?
especially.
Does he piss in his mouth?
Because he pulled out his pants and beat him. Taking,
Does he
give it
lick
to
his
him.
finger and put it? In
I
his
think
ear?
that Islam's style of fighting would be a completely different match for Diego.
Why are y'all both doing that with your hands? Like,
Because
the
we're-
why are you
Yeah.
both Cameron
'Cause
Payne with
we
it?
have to touch the same soil.
Cameron Payne with it.
Cameron Payne got it.
I saw what
He grips it like a head massager.
Dan Ige gave Diego a run.
He
on
did.
3 hours notice.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, listen, the dude that beat Islam gave him a run. Next thing you know, 18 fights in a row. That's how it goes.
hey man, I think
I got
Volk wins.
Volk by
It's
murder.
about career trends.
I think you have a good fucking whole main card parlay set up.
Oh, dude. Fucking
I'm taking that.
the Fighting Nerds.
When I
Patty.
edit this podcast, I'm taking Lolo's car. Like I'll be on DraftKings while I edit this podcast.
What's my boy? Patricio Pitbull.
Yeah,
Carlos Prates.
Both.
You got
Fighting
Pitbull
Gene
over
Silva.
Yair?
yeah.
Okay.
You heard him.
Patty Pimblett.
TKO.
Volk. I got the first 3 fights of that going TKOs.
If you really...
Yair stands like
Patty
this.
Pimblett's about to get beat the fuck up.
Yeah, I think so.
Say that again?
I think
Patty
Patty
Pimblett's
Pimblett's
going to get beat the fuck up.
Diego
gonna
Lopez
beat
gonna get
Jackie
beat the fuck up. How about that?
Yeah,
There's a
whatever.
possibility. There's a possibility.
All right, so if Slim and Lolo, we were running late, so they made a nice little bracket for us.
We threw a girl in there because
It's
I
March.
don't know why.
We got.
DEI hire.
I gotta clip that.
I don't like
sorry.
that I don't see Potana or Charles.
Talking legacy. We're talking.
We
legacy.
did go through this bracket, and just for the listeners, this is an Elite 8 bracket. It's March. We got,
You've
we
Jose
got
Aldo
Dela.
over Potan.
And we went through
Yes.
me and Lolo crafted this bracket together
Nah, it's a good bracket.
with you guys in mind of like would
What
they
would be the
hate
best pod? Yeah.
or no, not only that, but like is there anyone we left off that you guys would hate on? I feel like we kind of made it pretty
Well,
foolproof.
No, it's a good
I
bracket.
didn't throw
But
in our
ChatGPT
favorite
put out-
fighters to just throw in. It will McGregor, Nate Diaz, DP.
Yeah,
Charles.
Nate Diaz would have been crazy.
Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's like you got to be.
Definitely not Nate.
yeah,
DC's was a double champ. Flew
Everyone on
division.
here has been a champ,
right.
which is good.
So do you want to stick to the format where everyone picks
Yeah.
a fighter? So
We
I
got 4 heads. We
wanna,
don't need ChatGPT anymore.
I want to support DC.
Wait, we each pick one fighter to.
No,
I don't-
one fighter
like,
in each bracket.
That's his bracket.
So this is me. I'm picking
Somebody's
DC.
gonna go south. Somebody's gonna go. You want Connor Holdo? Like
I'm
Sure.
picking DC. I'm picking DC. And I'll go Silva. I'll go DC and Silva.
All right, I'll do Connor and Aldo.
Connor and Aldo are fighting each other.
Yeah.
oh, so you're saying
Oh, I can only think one.
You have to pick
Oh,
one.
so I'll go
you
Connor
burn your
and-
eyebrows, dog.
Connor and Nunez.
Connor Nunez?
Connor Nunez.
Sure.
No, but that's dog.
I have to go opposite
Yeah,
sides.
Connor.
I'll do Connor and GSP.
Okay. Well, give us a low down and dirty with it. I wanted to make a new segment where it's what's the lowdown?
You could go.
I like that.
The low single.
Hey.
Little takedown reference.
I'll go with the easy goes, Khabib and Jones.
Khabib and Jones are on the same side, so go Khabib.
And somebody on the right.
That's privilege.
And Khabib and Nunes.
Cam just picked some 2 guys that never lost.
You guys gave the option. Yeah.
You guys left me with
Sil-
your-
Yeah, right.
I'll go Jones or GSP and.
I went GSP.
Marty went GSP.
So
You
what's,
gotta go
I got whatever's
Aldo.
left. I got
No,
No,
Aldo.
you have what's left.
I have
You
Aldo
get
and Silva.
no. I took Silva. You have Aldo and Jones.
Aldo and Jones.
Yeah.
No, Cam. What? Well, Cam.
No, Cam took Khabib and
Nunes.
I have Silva
Alright.
and DC.
Cool.
So first round, let's
Nice.
go DC versus Nunez. I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT.
Who has DC?
Me,
Who has Nunez?
Cam.
Nice. Let's see.
This is probably the best matchup.
Better.
This is a
We,
great.
we
matchup.
talked about this
Yeah.
before on like
This is the
we
closest
come back-
matchup.
We
This
said
is a
this.
sick one.
We said this. as
Both
soon as we
double
did it.
champs.
That's what
That's
I'm
exactly
saying.
what Lola said.
So now you guys are just debating on Why? Pull up
So they're both double champs,
Nunes
which
is-
which makes it clear. I think that
who's that?
where
Amanda Nunes. Someone to DC.
what I'll say this off top on some misogynistic shit.
Yeah, get your shit off.
DC just had to fight a bigger pool of talent. There's just more talent he had to go
Am I
against.
allowed to chime in?
100%.
I know it's not my debate, but I just
No,
wanna
no, you have a
No, let them
You
go.
have a vote.
And then
Our
we'll-
votes are accountable.
Let them go, and we'll add in our caveats at the end of their go.
And
That's fair.
And you guys know I'm a DC guy because I learn about UFC through his mind.
You think he has one of the best MMA minds that there is, which
The
is true.
best MMA mind
Which is true.
and one of the best commentators in sports. Too,
Gold
which-
medal wrestler.
good at multiple crafts
She
and
beat the fuck out of everybody.
longevity
So did DC too.
in multiple combat sports, and to this day is a figure in the sport. One was like, I mean, I know we're debating careers, but let's not act like intangibles don't fucking matter.
No, it does.
What is Amanda Nunes providing at this point? What does she do?
She's
She's
a
got
minority lesbian woman
What are we doing?
champion.
What are we doing?
This is a combat sports podcast. What does she do for combat sports?
I thought you said intangibles.
Intangible. So we're debating
Woman,
the
First
gay,
female double champ.
person of color.
first female double champ. Okay, Daniel Cormier is also a double champ. I feel like we could just cancel that.
Are we just
out.
going back and forth because I mean,
Go to-
my
You
easiest
are
thing
on Nunez's side.
No, like
No, I'm definitely on Nunez's side because I think
Go ahead.
all of Daniel Cormier's biggest moments is him losing,
Wow.
and that's just literally like my
One
rest
thing I
case.
was gonna say is
It's like-
one thing I was gonna say is that Daniel Cormier never beat the person that they thought he wasn't gonna beat, and Nunez did that against
beat them all.
did that against Ronda Rousey
Ran
and
it
against
back.
Cyborg.
So you're taking Nunez?
I would only say Nunez
Count
because
the title defense
Nunez
alone.
rised up to the major moments more than DC in her career.
Easy.
She knocked out Cyborg super fast. She beat Ronda Rousey in Ronda Rousey's prime. And DC, when he had the guys that were the dogs, the dark
With
horses
John
of the
Jones,
division.
a Stipe,
Then
He
when
lost.
she finally got beat by Suarez, when it was iffy,
Juliana.
she came or Juliana,
Juliana.
she came back, smoked her, made sure it would cemented that.
solidified.
Valid. All right, so Marty goes Nunez. What do you
And she's groundbreaking. It's like
I would
she's
say
the most
that.
I'm gonna
influential
let you
person in
guys
her
speak.
space.
No,
You have to
no.
vote.
It's a vote. It's a vote.
Oh, that's I don't.
You gotta vote.
That's why I stayed away from it.
No, we talked about it. we
I don't want to play anymore.
we created the game together.
You know what? This maybe was a bad idea, boys.
It's just a toughie, you know. Like,
Should I ask ChatGPT then?
let's look at this. Is how many title defenses in a row? 1, 2.
ChatGPT
4,
says
5,
Nunez,
6,
just so
7,
you-
8.
Um,
Won it back. She has 10 title defenses.
Come on now.
I go
speak up,
Nunes.
by the way.
I go Nunes.
Okay, so we got three Nunez's.
And ChatGPT says Nunez. I lose. Nunez advances. Let me just increase the font there for the people in the back. Okay. In the Midwest bracket, we have Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo, which we spent a lot of time in pre-production talking about.
A lot of
this
votes for
one.
me too.
So who has Conor?
Me and Loto as Aldo.
And Lodo has Aldo. Go.
The only thing.
Fighters.
Fights. Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? The only argument I would make for Aldo is he's probably one of the longest reigning champions ever.
He didn't lose for 10 years.
Where you see most guys, they have a 3-4 year run,
He didn't lose for 10 years.
and he had a 10-year title reign. But at the end of the day, Conor McGregor is the biggest combat athlete of all time. First double champ ever. First headliner at Madison Square Garden.
And beat him head to head.
The greatest shit talker of all time.
Muhammad Ali.
Can we
No,
just
he
talk
doesn't
about-
hold a candle to Conor's.
How many, how many title defenses does Conor have?
Like 2?
Not even.
Not even.
Not even.
Yeah, 0
He
actually.
has 0 title defenses.
My whole thing is, what are we
He-
talking about?
he
Are we
transcended
talking about
the
the
sport.
greatest featherweight of all time, or are we talking about the greatest UFC fighter of all time?
We're talking about overall
In
greatness.
terms-
Body of work.
That's
Body
what
of
I'm.
work.
Yeah, we're going.
So
with
that's
Conor.
where we're going off base. Conor
Overall
McGregor
greatness.
pulling draws to the UFC.
My whole thing is Aldo never actually beat
Yeah.
any of the greats.
And we're going off
In the
that he
division.
probably has the greatest run in
But
Arguably
he was fighting who hums?
He beat Chad Mendez twice, Cub Swanson, Uriah Faber, Frankie Edgar, fucking Frankie Edgar again, Jeremy Stevens,
He
Moicano.
beat Max and Dustin.
I know my New Jersey
Rob
head's not going to
Font,
hear
Pedro
this, but
Muniz-
Frankie Edgar's always been a dub.
He beat Marlon Vera.
Yeah, he beat everybody.
It's hard to just deny this.
Those
man,
are.
bro.
If you
I,
look
that's
at the
the argument I
top,
would make for Aldo is that he is probably no one reigns for 10 years.
did he
other than
beat
Joe.
Max? Did he beat
Aren't you
Alex?
fighting for McGregor?
Did he,
Who?
did he beat the greats? He didn't.
Who?
Aldo.
Yeah, that's the argument I went out that word Khabib, but Khabib
And Connor did
No, I Connor beat Max.
he beat
Connor
he
beat
Nate.
Dustin.
at 145.
They both beat
at
Dustin.
145.
They both beat Dustin.
Yeah, still they were all young.
Oh wait, we're not talking about at one weight class. We're talking about overall.
Dustin knocked him out twice.
They also fought each other.
There's a doctor stoppage.
That's valid. That's valid.
This ain't over.
He lost to Nate Diaz.
He beat Nate Diaz too.
Yeah.
Still lost to him.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't hold up to what Aldo did. He
Okay,
did.
all right. We got to move on because Lolo has a hard
Yeah.
stop, and
Let's vote.
my vote is Aldo after Lolo's further convincing. Honestly,
I
I
say
go
Connor.
Connor.
So 2-2.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT knows what's good.
Who
Go
has
chat.
a better UFC career?
Can't say career. Say who's greater.
No.
UFC career is obviously Aldo.
No.
They-
But that's what it's all.
Well, then we can
No,
say
no, no. I think this is the right question.
if we go career,
Jose,
I'd say
Jose
Aldo.
also is
Also Jose.
hilarious.
Also Jose.
Also,
I did that twice for some reason. Isn't it?
The King of Rio.
No verdict yet.
The notorious one.
come
So
on, you fucking piece of shit,
that makes me think they might.
fucking scumbag.
Wow, look at this breakdown, though. Wow.
Imagine it just fucking surges out.
Not yet.
But go back up a little bit. back
Wow.
up.
The verdict is crazy.
That's a wobbly ass verdict.
It
It,
is.
says Jose Aldo for career, Connor for legacy.
And that's exactly right. We're not talking
Listen,
about
without me, you'll prelim.
Give him the dub. Give him the dub. Go ahead.
I need a coin. I need a coin.
Listen, he should be tanking me for what I did for this division.
Didn't we get rid of coins?
Without me, Aldo's prelim.
Heads is Connor, tails is Aldo.
There you go. You're welcome. All
Connor
done.
advances. I don't feel great about it.
I feel good about it. I think he's way greater.
Wait, can you go back to that list?
Very great.
Can you just go back to that list that you had up? Scroll up.
Nah, delete it.
Right there. Right there. I love that the 13-second KO is fastest KO, and it's him.
Yeah.
Big fight wins.
This is a great graphic they pulled up off top.
Hall
I
of Fame.
love
He's a
this
Hall of
platform.
Famer.
Double champ, fastest KO. No. Yeah, Connor's not going to be a Hall of Famer.
Until he retires.
They're definitely both Hall of
I'm
Famers.
first ballot.
I mean, they're both in our they're in our top 8. Go.
I'm going to put the UFC in my Hall of Fame.
All right, let's advance. I want to
All
be
right.
time conscious. We have 20 minutes basically.
Shut up, dude. You don't believe that.
In the South bracket, we have Khabib versus GSP. I think Cam has Khabib
I got
and
GSP.
Marty has GSP. Doesn't sound too enthusiastic about it, but
No, it's a good fight.
go.
This is a fight we always wanted to see.
Yeah, we never
Yeah,
got it.
GSP dogged him.
GSP docked him.
Well, that doesn't really help your case that he does.
GSP was 40.
And
ducked.
GSP is 170.
He would have won up.
What's
It's
Khabib?
fine. Easy money.
55.
Okay, go.
Khabib's
Should I ask
195 now.
So GSP has been double champ. Khabib hasn't.
Okay.
It's hard to
Yep.
get yourself that because
He choked out Michael Bisping.
yeah, I know, but it shouldn't be just off that.
Never defended.
No, I'm just saying that's one for me.
Did he defend?
Dude,
No,
Khabib's,
he came out of retirement, choked out Michael Bisping, and went back into retirement.
Khabib has the best.
If
record.
you
Pretty
don't,
hard.
if you don't defend, you weren't champ.
That's not true. Then Connor should
And
never
Connor's
advance.
never been champ.
Then we gotta change the bracket.
He's just iconic.
Yeah.
Who didn't
Sure.
defend?
Connor.
GSP at
Then
185.
defend 185.
Yeah, but he has 12 title defenses.
I don't like that
Yeah.
take
At
that if you
170.
don't defend, you were never champ. That's not fair. That's a slippery slope to go
That is.
down.
It's definitely a thing that's said.
It's still like
It's-
a big thing.
That's some shit that only people that
You
are
could
double
win,
champs
but can you
say.
defend?
So what's your argument for Khabib other than that he never lost?
I mean,
He
that's,
never lost.
yeah.
I mean, like,
This-
what do you?
No
really
one would
say?
know his name if he never fought Conor.
Also, look at his notable wins: Dustin Poirier, Justin
That's what I'm
Gaethje.
saying. Like, these are people that everyone. You can't say that he has no notable people on there anymore.
yeah, we literally
At
just
this
have
point.
it right here.
Yeah, his last 3 fights were notable people.
Yeah, he fought.
And he smoked
27
them.
were
He
nobody.
fought
There weren't even questions.
He
Like,
smoked
he beat them bad.
And that's all that was in his control at the time too, because he wasn't a marketable fighter. I'm not trying to make Cam's case.
But who is
You don't have
Khabib
to.
without Conor? Nobody.
Who is Khabib without
He's a
Conor?
thought-
He's still
Stop
the,
bringing
he's
up-
still the
you're
best
not
fighter
fighting
ever.
for Conor, you're fighting for GSP at this point.
Yeah, because I'm saying GSP
fighting for next
transcended
round.
the sport. It's another argument. When you walked into Dick's Sporting Goods, the Under Armour section when we were kids,
We're going to
GSP was
marketing
classic.
now.
I'm
Or
going
are we
over.
talking about career?
I'm going over overall body of work.
GSP.
Overall body of work. Look at what we're looking at right here.
Damn, his record's way better than I thought.
Who's GSP's?
He lost twice, and both guys he lost to, he beat the next time.
He beat
Yeah,
BJ
he came
Penn.
back and beat them, but like he got smoked in those fights.
Still
You've
have
never seen a bad Khabib.
He got caught by fucking
That's not true.
Matt Serra.
What do you mean?
Khabib
You've
fought
seen it-
Ala Quinta, and
Ala
he was
Quinta-
getting his run, dude.
Ala Quinta took the fight on 2 weeks' notice.
You were
in
like,
five
oh, that's
rounds.
a bad Khabib?
Yeah,
No. It
But
never happened.
He gave him a good fight. That's what I mean.
Whatever with Johnny Hendricks that ChatGPT said.
Johnny Hendricks was juiced to
On
the gills,
steroids.
but they think Johnny
GSP
Hendricks won the
is juiced
decision.
to the gills. No.
It is arguable that he probably did mad EPO and other types of poisons and drugs.
All right, we got the graph back. Graph back.
Mythological and dominance. That's a funny category.
9 title
Check.
defenses. Notable wins, few but dominant. Practically what you said.
Many elite names. That should be a double check on GSP's
Many
side.
elite names. 20 plus fights in the UFC.
Damn, this is a close one as fuck.
So how many?
God damn, ChatGPT, make up of your fucking mind! Alright,
Can't
I
call.
have Khabib still in a super close one.
I got
I was going in thinking it was going to be a
I
landslide.
I got Khabib, no else.
I still.
I would just say GSP
You guys
was
picked your
way
fighter
more exciting.
over it.
Can I just tell you what this is? GSP's run.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
BJ Penn, Matt Hughes, Matt
Speak
Serra,
up.
Josh Koscheck, Matt Hughes, Matt Serra, BJ Penn, Thiago Alves, Dan Hardy, Josh Koscheck, Jake Shields, Carlos Condit, Nick Diaz, Johnny Hendricks, Michael Bisping.
BJ
Those
Penn
aren't all
twice.
W's.
That's
BJ
one
Penn
L.
twice, right?
2 L's.
Who was the L?
One. He
Matt
lost
Serra.
earlier in his career. It's not even up here. It's
Oh,
right here.
yeah, it's a
Matt
Serra.
Hughes.
Hughes.
He lost to Matt Hughes too.
Alright, so boom. Let's try to keep this pushing a little bit.
GSP.
I have Khabib, you have GSP.
And both of the times he was
We
finished.
go flip
by
a
the
coin
way.
again.
Wasn't like a.
You have to. I'm not gonna keep flipping the
You
coin.
have to decide, you bitch.
You have to pick one. Go. Stop being a pussy.
I bet GSP. Hell yeah, dog.
Yo.
It got spicy with you.
Khabib was a perfect storm.
how you know I really
but
talked
GSP was a damn dynasty.
Longevity plays its role.
I bet GSP. You see the guy do in the MMA fight the people's elbow?
Yeah. Like 4 times.
Yeah.
What's this last one? We don't even have to talk about.
John
Yeah, we
Jones
don't
versus
have
Silva.
to-
I have Silva. Cam has Jones.
Oh, I have Jones.
You have
I
Jones.
picked Jones.
Silva was Jones before Jones, and had the longevity, and he didn't take steroids, and he respected the craft.
Silva
and,
pops for some steroids.
and he put this motherfucker on the map, and we wouldn't be here. There would be no John Jones without Anderson Silva. You go.
Silva popped for a 2-year suspension for steroids.
He did.
Fuck me.
He did.
But late in his career,
Hey, John-
when he was like older.
Yeah, he was just trying
John
to
too.
sustain. And he pet it.
Fair to John too. John Jones has never lost. Only by technicality. I think they
I
reversed
think they
that.
overturned it
They
because
did.
that was legal.
They overturned that.
12 to 6 elbows are legal now. So you
He
should
ran
not be
through
able
a
to go like this.
205 division, youngest champion ever, and still hasn't lost that title. I mean, he moved up to heavyweight. He was a 205 reigning king. He beat Mauricio
All
Shogun,
Hall of
Hugo-
Famers.
Shogun,
It was an
karate,
Asian guy.
Lyoto
Machida.
Machida, You name it. Rampage, Rashad Evans.
Yeah,
He flew through all these guys. John's the best. You don't even have to ask me.
19 years old. Come in here, say.
Go to ChatGPT. Say what have John Jones
I don't think
done?
we need to.
They'll say,
Cam.
shut up, fat.
Marty.
Yeah, Jones. I have Jones as my
Go.
goat.
Save the fucking suspense.
I kept him out of it, right?
Yeah.
It's like who's the hottest?
You should have put Poetan instead of Jones or something.
Poetan is not. Poetan is
Charles, fine.
Not. Right. No, because
We put Hove in the
he's better than
bracket.
Jones.
True.
Look at me started.
All right, let's go back to Nunez versus McGregor. Cameron is Nunez, Marty is McGregor.
Let's hear you defend this one.
Fighters fight.
I might take Nunez.
But not Aldo? Crazy.
All right, I think we could just advance Nunez then, if you really think that.
I think
in your
Nunez.
gut. Like, I don't think if we don't need to bullshit.
Conor was great, but he's a flash in the pan.
Yeah, he has today, gone tomorrow.
The only case you could make would have to be misogynist.
He could do way more coke than Nunez.
Probably debatable too.
Nah, Nunez is a good girl. Or a good guy or whatever.
I'm gonna forget to edit that. It's so late in the pod. I do a good job of editing early on. Once it gets late, I'm like, fuck it, let's just bounce it to you.
Alright, so we got Jones or GSP.
Deuce in.
Yo, John Jones or GSP?
John Jones
Who's
or
greater?
GSP? Who you got?
Who's greater?
Be slightly conscious of stepping on wires and stuff like that.
I'm biased.
John
Biased
Jones, right?
against Jones.
I'm a
Yeah.
John Jones guy. What can I say?
Yeah.
I got meat.
Yo.
We know.
Me too.
We heard about you.
We heard
We
about
know you. We know your best.
You bring a lure too?
You brought some tackle and shit.
I just want to go off the record and say I'm just sick that Nunez made it to the finals.
Some line.
So stupid.
Motherfucker brought some worms with him.
So we're advancing Jones. So Jones versus Nunez.
Jones versus
and
Nunez.
Jones dog walks Nunez.
We're
That's
saying
the easy
Amanda
The
Nunez
first-
is the second greatest of all time.
Yeah, she's a.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who
When
do
she
you-
beat up Cyborg, that was one of the most sickest moments in UFC
That was.
history.
I am her. I get
That's
it.
Auntie Nunez.
But she's like number 5.
Lola, we
On
made
overall
this
grade?
bracket together. We could have forecasted this ahead of time. We could go back to pre-production. I said,
Didn't you vote Nunez? Like, this is like.
I know. No, and I
Not on that
recorded
last one.
pre-production with Lola.
I
where
would have
we said it's
gone
going to be Jones.
Aldo over Nunez.
So the one thing that makes me think
I see what
Conor
you're doing.
was not a good candidate was because we didn't put Ronda Rousey on this list, and they basically had kind of the same run.
Do you think that? So you think that Aldo would be ahead of Nunez then?
No.
My GOAT list,
Mhm.
like being for real, GOAT list will go John, GSP, Aldo, Khabib.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's go. Let's walk through it. You would have took Nunez over Aldo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, so
Me
you
too.
would have lost anyway.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Fuck yeah.
So the result still ended
What's-
up being
what's your
Nunez
goal
versus
list?
Jones. Jones is the go. We should have left Jones off to make it more interesting.
Khabib, GSP,
Yeah, Khabib's not.
Silva,
So yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna put Silva at 4, not Khabib.
Mighty Mouse.
Well, we did it together.
We should have put Mighty Mouse on
You
this
should have
list.
put Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we could revisit it in the final four.
Here's the
Then.
I go
Zach's running the
Jones,
water. So
Charles Oliveira, Poetan.
Mike picks up the water.
I'm going Duke Bronx, Charles Oliveira,
Please stop.
Potan, Charles Oliveira, all the fighting nerds.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up the show.
Since you're a little, I'm gonna say newer, but a little
Yo, I
more.
thought you were gonna call me.
Nah,
a
he's been
little-
in since 2008.
2001.
Yo,
21-8.
Yo, Deuces, stop running the water. They said what was your the segment was what was your introduction to the UFC? My answer was the
COVID.
question wasn't when did you become a fanatic of the UFC. I said my introduction was the
COVID.
video game from back in the day at Craig's crib in like 2009.
Superman punching Chuck Liddell.
Fire.
So that was what I didn't answer the question untruthfully. I learned about the UFC from the video game. I just said the answer to the question. They were like. And they got all UFC snobby on.
Wait,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it was
Like,
COVID.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you know, like that shit to code. I'm like, dude, I'm just like, I don't know. Like,
All
you
right,
want me to lie
since,
to you?
yo,
Like,
since you're a COVID guy, who's your, What's your
Who's
goal?
my
Let
goal?
me hear-
Kevin Holland.
Let me hear your goal list. Like, who's your
DC.
like of what you like?
No, I mean you know who I picked, and we talked about this.
Yeah.
But I like DC off of merit, and especially when I first got into it, he was the guy,
He was
and I
teaching you the
learned the sport through his lens and the way he commentates on it. But John Jones is my goat, obviously. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Goat analyst, since you said DC.
Spun him around.
goat analyst. Goat analyst is between, to me, fucking
Fire, so old.
like PJ Carlissimo and Daniel Cormier or some
8
shit.
years
Or
old.
no, I'm sorry, Hubie Brown. I don't know why I said PJ. PJ Carlissimo is good too, but Hubie Brown,
Oh,
Hubie.
sorry.
Tony Romo,
Sorry.
early
Hey.
Tony Romo.
I meant MMA, UFC analyst.
Oh, it's DC.
Joe Rogan.
It's DC.
It's
It's,
that three. Those three.
It's
John
DC the
Anik.
next-
Anik,
I go
DC, Joe
Anik.
Rogan, best commentating combo
Anik's
ever.
a beast.
in sports during
Paul
the
Felder be cooking.
He had some domestic violence issues recently.
He's in a
So did Marv
He's in a
Albert.
child custody
child
dispute.
custody dispute.
Remember when Dan Hardy tweaked out
Yeah.
over stopping the fight?
fight.
Stop the fight. Well, all right, that's all we got, boys.
I'm gonna come back with another bracket and blow your dicks off.
Sorry, Joe Pfeiffer's not fighting tonight, everybody. Sorry, Kelvin's not fighting. We were so excited for that. Thank you, Cam, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is the Digging Podcast. We're out.